The first and most critical sign that a woman is genuinely interested in you is not complex. It is simple, but in the modern world, it is the most expensive gift she can give. Unwavering, exclusive focus. We live in a state of constant, pervasive distraction. The smartphone, the notification, the waiter, the people at the next table, the thoughts in our own minds. Our attention is perpetually fragmented. Politeness dictates that we give a portion of our attention to the person we are with, but attraction dictates something entirely different. When a woman genuinely likes you, this fragmented attention collapses. A bubble is created. And for that window of time, you are the only person in it. This is not a conscious decision she makes. It is a biological and psychological imperative. She is gathering data, and she is signaling interest. This focus manifests in three distinct ways. First is the nature of her eye contact. Everyone makes eye contact. It is a social requirement. We look at people to show we are listening. But this polite eye contact is fleeting. It glances away, it checks the room, it is functional. Attraction-based eye contact is different. It is deeper and longer than social norms allow. It often feels slightly uncomfortable because it is more intense than you are used to. You will notice she holds your gaze for a second or two longer than necessary. When she does look away, she will often look down, a slightly submissive or shy gesture, before quickly re-engaging. This is not the same as a power stare. It is soft. The scientific explanation for this is pupil dilation. When the brain sees something it desires or finds highly engaging, the pupils widen to allow more light in, to quite literally get a better look. You may not consciously register her pupils, but you will register the effect of it. An intensity, a depth, a sense of being seen. She is not just looking at your eyes, she is looking for information. She is looking to see if you are looking back in the same way. The second manifestation of this focus is what she does with her hands, specifically in relation to her phone. The smartphone is the single greatest competitor for human attention. It is a portal to the entire world. When a woman is only politely interested, her phone will be part of the interaction. It will be on the table, face up. She may glance at it when it lights up. She may even pick it up and say, "Sorry, 1 second." This is normal behavior. When she genuinely likes you, the phone disappears. It will be in her purse. It will be in her pocket. If it is on the table, it will be face down. The notifications, the messages, the entire outside world. She has made a subconscious decision that you are more important than all of it. This is a profound signal. She is not just present. She is protective of the moment she is in. She is actively blocking the outside world from intruding on the bubble she has created with you. If she is with you for an hour and never once checks her device, that is not an accident. That is a choice. That is a signal of high interest. The third manifestation is her physical orientation. This is the part of body language that most people misunderstand. They look for signs like playing with her hair or crossing her legs. These are ambiguous. She might be playing with her hair because she is nervous, or she might be playing with her hair because it's just a habit. Orientation, however, is not ambiguous. In psychology, we refer to proxemics, the study of personal space. When a woman is interested, her body will orient itself towards you, even if her head is momentarily turned. Pay attention to her feet and her shoulders. Even in a group setting, you will find that her feet are often pointed in your direction. Her torso will be angled towards you. Most importantly, she will lean. She will lean in to hear you, even when the room is not loud. She is subconsciously trying to close the physical gap between you. She is inviting you into her personal space and simultaneously trying to enter yours. This lean is a nonverbal way of saying, "I want to be closer to you. What you are saying is important, and I want to eliminate all possible space between us." When you combine these three things, the deep, prolonged eye contact, the disappearance of the phone, and the close, oriented body language, you have the first definitive sign. She is not just being nice. She is not just being polite. She is isolating you from the rest of the world and dedicating her single most valuable resource, her undivided attention, entirely to you. That is a signal of genuine attraction. When a woman is not interested in you romantically, the conversation she holds is functional. It is based on politeness and social scripts. She will ask, "What do you do?" or where are you from? These are surface-level questions. She is simply passing time or being polite. The answers do not truly matter to her. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, the entire purpose of the conversation changes. She is no longer just talking, she is conducting research. She is trying to answer a series of critical, subconscious questions. Who is this person? What is he about? Is he safe? Is he ambitious? Is he kind? And most importantly, is he available? This investigative phase is often subtle, but it is unmistakable once you know what to look for. It moves far beyond standard polite conversation. The first and most common sign of this is the follow-up question. A person who is not interested will accept your first answer. You say, "I work in finance." They say, "Oh, that's interesting." The topic then dies. A woman who is attracted will treat your answer as the starting point. You say, "I work in finance." She says, "Finance is a broad field. What specifically do you do?" You say, "I'm in risk analysis." She says, "That sounds intense. How did you get into that? Was that always what you wanted to do?" Notice the difference. She is not just acknowledging your answer, she is drilling down. She is peeling back the layers. She is trying to understand your motivations, your history, and your passion. This is not a formal interrogation. It feels natural and engaging because her curiosity is genuine. She isn't just looking for facts, your job title. She is looking for the story behind the facts, why you chose it, what it means to you. The second and more strategic sign is the probing question. These are questions designed to uncover your character, your values, and your relationship potential. They are rarely direct. She will not ask, "Are you a good person?" She will ask, "What do you do on your weekends?" This question is not about your hobbies, it is about your lifestyle. Do you spend your time developing yourself, or do you just waste it? Are you social? Are you a loner? Do you have passions outside of work? She will not ask, "Are you kind?" She will ask about your pets or your family, how you talk about your relationship with your mother, your father, or even a childhood dog gives her a profound insight into your capacity for empathy and long-term connection. And most critically, she will try to determine your availability. This is the girlfriend question. It is almost never asked directly, as that would be too forward. Instead, she will use proxies. She will say, "You mentioned you went to that new restaurant. Who did you go with?" Or, "What are your plans for the weekend? Doing anything with your friends?" The slight pause or the emphasis on who is the key. She is listening for "my girlfriend and I" or "my partner." If you respond with, "I went with my brother," or "just meeting up with some old college friends," you have given her the answer she was looking for. You have not mentioned a significant other. You are, at least from her perspective, potentially available. This is a crucial piece of data for her. The third sign is the one men miss most often. She remembers the details. In a follow-up conversation, days or even weeks later, she will bring back a small, insignificant detail you mentioned. "Hey, how was that project you said you were nervous about presenting last week? You mentioned you liked bourbon. Have you ever tried specific brand? You said your sister was visiting. How did that go?" Your brain should immediately register this. Our memories are not built to retain trivial information about people we do not care about. The human brain is efficient. It disc-me's. She remembered that detail because at the moment you said it, her brain flagged it as important because you are the one who said it. This act of remembering is a direct investment. She is not just listening, she is cataloging. She is building a mental file on you. This is one of the most reliable indicators that her interest is not casual. When a woman is not interested, your words are temporary. When she is interested, your words become data points that she stores and analyzes. When you experience this, the deep follow-up questions, the strategic probes about your life and values, and the unsettlingly accurate memory for small details, you are no longer in a polite social interaction. You are in an investigative interview, and it is a sign that she has already made an initial positive judgment and is now seriously considering you. This is the logical and necessary successor to the investigative interview. If a woman is not interested, the conversation remains a one-way street. She may ask you questions out of politeness, but she offers very little of herself in return. Her personal life remains a closed book. When she is genuinely attracted, she understands, consciously or not, that a connection cannot be built on an interrogation. A bridge must be built, and she must provide her half of the materials. After she has gathered data and determined you are interesting and safe, from Section 2, she will begin to strategically reveal parts of herself. This is not a trauma dump. It is not an unstructured, emotional unburdening. That is a different, often negative signal. Instead, this is a calculated, curated release of personal information designed to achieve two goals. First, to create an emotional connection, and second, to test your character. This manifests in three specific ways. First is the calculated admission of flaw. A woman who is trying to build attraction will intentionally share a minor vulnerability, a quirky fear, or a nerdy passion. This is a test. She is not interested in a man who needs her to be perfect. She is interested in a man who can handle her reality. She will say something like, "I probably shouldn't admit this, but I'm terrified of driving on the highway." Or, "This is going to sound ridiculous, but I have a spreadsheet for my vacation planning. I'm incredibly type A about it." Or, "I'm obsessed with old black and white films. My friends think I'm 100 years old. Let's analyze what is happening here." She is handing you a small, delicate piece of her true self, and she is watching your reaction. Do you laugh at her? Do you say, "That's stupid"? Do you dismiss her anxiety or her passion? Or do you validate her? Do you say, "Really? Why the highway specifically?" Or, "That's actually smart. My planning is usually a disaster." This is a compatibility test. She is seeing if you are a safe harbor for her eccentricities. By sharing a minor flaw, she is giving you an opportunity to show empathy, curiosity, and non-judgment. If you pass this test, you have communicated that you are a man she can be real with, and her attraction will deepen. The second manifestation is the introduction of her inner circle. When a woman is not interested, her social life remains abstract. She has friends. She has family. When she is interested, these abstract concepts become named characters in the story she tells. She will say, "You won't believe what my best friend Sarah did." Or, "That reminds me of my brother. He's hilarious." This is not idle chatter. She is doing two things. First, she is socially vouching for herself. She is demonstrating that she has a healthy, active social life with strong bonds, a key indicator of emotional health. Second, she is subconsciously opening the door to her world for you. She is painting a picture of her life and the people who matter in it. By giving them names and stories, she is making them real to you. She is, in a way, mentally introducing you to her tribe. She is testing how you react to the most important parts of her life other than herself. If a man is only interested in her physically, he will show impatience when she talks about her friends. A man who is genuinely interested will listen because he knows these people are part of the package. The third and most subtle sign is the future-pacing comment. This is a casual, throwaway line that implicitly suggests a future interaction. It is not a direct invitation or a plan. It is a linguistic seed. If you mention a movie you want to see, a person who is not interested will say, "Oh, that looks good." A woman who is interested will say, "I've been dying to see that. We should go sometime." If you mention a specific food you like, "You have to try this one place. It has the best food." Her response, "You'll have to show me where it is." Notice the key words, "we," "show me." This is not a concrete plan. It is a hypothetical. But in that hypothetical, you are doing something together. She is communicating her willingness and her desire for there to be a next time. She is creating a shared future in conversation before one exists in reality. This is a low-risk way for her to signal that she wants the interaction to continue beyond this single meeting. It is an open, verbal invitation for you to make a concrete plan. When these three elements combine, the admission of vulnerability, the detailed stories about her inner circle, and the casual suggestions of a shared future, she is no longer just talking. She is actively and deliberately building an emotional bridge, and she is inviting you to walk across it. Talk is easy. Focus and vulnerability are strong indicators, but they still exist largely in the abstract. The final test is whether she is willing to expend her own resources, her time, and her physical safety to be nearer to you. When a woman is not interested, she maintains a clear, professional, and safe physical and social distance. She will not go out of her way. She will not make things easier for you. She will not initiate. When she is genuinely attracted, she will actively work to close the gap between you, both physically and logistically. This is the clearest sign of all, because it requires the most investment and carries the most risk. This manifests in three primary ways. First is the breakdown of the personal space barrier. Everyone has a personal space bubble. In proxemics, this is the intimate distance, from 0 to 18 inches. We only allow trusted family, friends, and romantic partners into this space. A woman who is interested in you will find nonverbal, plausibly deniable excuses to momentarily break this barrier. This is a test to see how you react. The most common form is the accidental touch. While talking, she may briefly touch your forearm, your shoulder, or your hand to emphasize a point. "No, you're kidding me." And she'll tap your arm. This touch is light, brief, and seems incidental, but it is not. It is a conscious or subconscious test of the physical boundary. A second form is lingering. When you hand her something, a drink, a menu, a pen, her fingers will linger against yours for a microsecond longer than necessary. It's not a grab. It's a brush, a moment of contact that is purely functional for anyone else, but becomes tactile and significant with you. A third, more overt form is fixing. She may reach out to adjust your tie, brush a piece of lint off your shoulder, or fix your hair. You have a little something, and she will enter your most intimate space to groom you. This is an incredibly high-interest signal. It is almost maternal in its intimacy, and it demonstrates a high level of comfort and a desire to care for you, even in a small way. The second manifestation is the logistical effort. This is a sign men consistently underestimate. When a woman likes you, she will make it easier for you to see her. She will actively help you solve the logistical problems of dating. If you are trying to make a plan, a woman who is not interested will be passive and non-committal. You: "We should get a drink sometime." Her: "Yeah, totally. I'm super busy this month, but I'll let you know." She will not let you know. A woman who is interested will actively co-author the plan. You: "We should get a drink sometime." Her: "I'd love to. I'm busy this Thursday, but I'm free on Friday or Saturday night." Which works better? She is not just accepting, she is offering solutions. She is matching your effort. Even more powerfully, she will inconvenience herself. If you live on the opposite side of town, she will offer, "I can meet you over there. There's a place near you I've been wanting to try." If you are at a group event, she will coincidentally find a reason to be where you are. She will go to the bar at the same time you do. She will join the conversation your group is having. She will find a way to make her location and your location the same. This is not magic. This is effort. She is purposefully maneuvering her life to create intersections with yours. The third and final sign is the initiation of contact. This is the reversal of the traditional social script. She will not wait for you to always be the one to text, call, or make the plan. A woman who is interested will initiate. She will text you first. It may not be a grand invitation. It will often be a callback to a conversation you had. She will send you a link to an article about the topic you were discussing. She will send a photo of the bourbon you recommended. This is a profound signal. She was thinking about you when you were not there, and she wanted you to know she was thinking about you. She is not just responding to your interest, she is generating her own. She is taking the risk of rejection by sending that first text, by initiating that conversation. This demonstrates that her desire to connect with you is greater than her fear of seeming too eager. When you see these three things, the breaking of the physical touch barrier, the active logistical effort to make seeing you possible, and the initiation of contact outside of your face-to-face meetings, you have your definitive answer. This is no longer subtle. She is not just focused on you. Signal 1. She is not just curious about you. Signal 2. She is not just building a bridge to you. Signal 3. She is actively crossing that bridge, making it clear through her actions, her effort, and her physical presence that she is not just politely entertaining your company. She is genuinely, unmistakably attracted.